I am vengeance. I am the Knight. I am Batman. I don't wear hockey pads.
Hey everyone. It's good to be back being Batman once again. Hope you guys had a good Christmas. I know I did. Anyway, as you can see, I'm not wearing a leather jacket, so
I don't wear leather jackets.
And yeah, my beard, it's... Seriously, folks, when New Year's is over, I'm gonna trim this sucker off. I mean, yeah, sure, it keeps me warm, but I hate waking up knowing my beard went in my mouth. It's getting too long. It's just getting all... Anyway, what review I got for you today, folks? Oh, you're in for a treat, folks. I'm reviewing Wonder Woman. That's right. I'm reviewing Wonder Woman. And this is from my Christmas present I had while I was Christmas shopping. I'm reviewing the greatest movie of all time, Wonder Woman, starring that lovely Gal Gadot. But before I get to her, a little known history. Now, I remember ranting about this on my last Wonder Woman review, and I also mentioned it on my Zaza St. Turna review. But for Wonder Woman, it bears repeat. Now, a long time ago, there was a Wonder Woman... Gosh, can't believe it starts to snow. Anyway... Wonder Woman was created by a college professor who goes by the name of Professor Morstan. And also, Professor Morstan also invented the lie detector test, for those of you who don't know. They're pretty handy, but sometimes they don't always work. Like I heard that the Green River Killer passed it. And of course, 2 other serial killers who passed it too. Anyway, if you look at some of the old comic books of Wonder Woman, you would see a lot of scene of Wonder Woman getting all tied up and bound and everything. Well, if any of you want to know more about the guy, you should watch that one movie they made called Professor Morstan and the Wonder Woman. And I'll briefly tell you about him. You see, he was a college professor. He was a college professor, but he wasn't a faithful one. He's a bigamist. Well, in a way. He had a wife, but he also had a girlfriend. And she became his lover. And his wife was okay about that. And of course, another odd thing that he was also into was bondage. The whole fetish stuff. And it was his lover who pretty much gave him the inspiration for Wonder Woman. Because when he saw her dressing up just like the character he imagined, it gave him the inspiration for his character. And thank goodness they changed it ever since. And of course I also heard that him, his wife, and his lover had children. And of course his lover wore metal bracelets just like Wonder Woman. Of course, that was a fashion, of course. Yeah. But enough with the history of him. There were a lot of people trying to make Wonder Woman popular. I mean, unlike the Justice League animated series and the Super Friends, before the TV show that you know and love, there were a lot of other Wonder Womans they made. Back in 1967, there was this unaired pilot of Wonder Woman, starring Linda Harrison. Until in 1975, they decided to make a brand new Wonder Woman that's a lot better. And it's Wonder Woman, starring the lovely Helen Carter. And the show only lasted for like 3 seasons. It started in 1975 and it ended in 1977. That's why you see these brand new comic books of the Wonder Woman classics. And then they tried it again with another Wonder Woman, except this one is blonde. And it is Wonder Woman, starring Kathy Lee Crosby. Crosby. Is she related to Bing Crosby? Nah. And then when the CW channel decided to make the Green Arrow and the Flash and the Legend of Tomorrow, Constantine, and of course Fox made Gotham, and of course CW made Smallville, The Origin of Superman. They decided to make a brand new Wonder Woman series, and it was an unaired pilot, but it was immediately canceled, and it was this Wonder Woman. And sadly, this on-aired pilot didn't go so well. I've seen the on-air pilot. It was just awful. She didn't, I mean, the actress who played her and the guys who wrote the script, they didn't know exactly what Wonder Woman really was. Can you believe this stupidity? I mean, everybody always remembered that they made a lot of Wonder Woman, they were planning to make a Wonder Woman movie. I mean, a lot of people have been making a lot of movies of Batman and Superman, and they always rewrite Superman and Batman stories, of course. But, sadly, that not many people never even thought about making a Wonder Woman movie. But heck, everybody knows about the horrible female superhero movies they are. I mean, if any of you haven't seen my top 10 worst female superhero movies, I'm going to send a link down below so all of you can see it and know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I made that top 10 list before the Wonder Woman movie came out. But I heard a lot of good things about Wonder Woman. That's what got me into making this top 10 list. But since the Wonder Woman movie became a huge success, now people have been trying to make TV shows, movies, and other things with our main character as a female. Like, for instance, my favorite Doctor Who show, this time Peter Capaldi had regenerated into a woman, played by Julie Whittaker. Yeah, this actress, Julie Whittaker, is now playing the Doctor in Doctor Who. I just hope her performance turns out really, really good. And I also heard that the CW show, they made this Supergirl series, played by Melissa Benoist, something like that. And this show is getting really popular, a lot more than that Supergirl movie, which was a huge disaster. And of course, somebody decided to make a Marvel female superhero character, but instead they made this Agent Carter, a TV series about a female spy picking up where Captain America left off. And that show was short-lived. But there was another Marvel superhero on Netflix. It's now became a huge success that she crosses over with Daredevil, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist. And it is Jessica Jones, about a girl who refused to be a superhero, but works as a detective. And she has superpowers, but she refused to wear a costume. And I know some of you Marvel superhero fans will be saying, since all the Marvel superhero movies are becoming huge success, does that mean they're gonna make a Black Widow movie? No. They won't do it. I mean, they're just too popular making the Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy, and now Disney teamed up with. I mean, now Disney bought 20th Century Fox, so it might be possible that they're going to be making the X-Men meet the Avengers, and also probably make a brand new and maybe a lot better Fantastic Four. I mean, the Fantastic Four had gone through 4 horrible movies, and just things doesn't go right. Now, isn't there something going on? I'm supposed to be... Where was I? You forgot me. Hello, I am Diane, also known as Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot? What are you doing here? What? Huh? What? Hey! Why am I getting lasso here? This is terribly uncomfortable. I lasso you into the lasso of truth so you can tell the truth of what you forgot. You're supposed to talk more about the movie, not the other superheroes. Alright, just let me... Okay. Alright, folks. Let's get to the movie, shall we? Now, this movie was a really great hit. Now, some of you who haven't read the comic books or watched any of the old shows, this is how it goes. Unlike the comic books and the TV series, this one set place in World War I instead of World War II, like the original comic book set place on. I mean, heck, the comic book was actually made in the 40s, around the same time when World War II started. Anyway, in this movie, it tells a history about the Paradise Island, also known as Themyscira. For those of you who don't know what the Themyscira is, it was created by the Greek gods, since they know that the world of men are now getting so violent and war-loving and all. So that's why Zeus and the other Greek gods decided to make an island that it's only won by women instead of men. And I know some of you are thinking, hey, have an island full of women. I think that a woman's no good without a man, especially living in that island. Well, one thing I gotta say to you, Meninists. Have you been born in the cave? Grown up in the 50s? According to the history, that there is a legend, they say, about the Amazonians. There are proud warrior women who always know how to fight. And of course, they say in the legend that Diane, that's Wonder Woman's name, her mother created her out of clay. He made a clay statue and called to the Greek gods to bring it to life, and then, bam. That's how Diane was made. Can you loosen the rope a bit, please, ma'am? Oh, thank you. Anyway, back in the story, back in the story, they were supposed to be getting ready in case of a world war started. And of course, they also believe that Ares, the god of war, would tempt people into declare war and ripen out the innocence of their destruction. Until they have a unknown visit from Steve Trevor, a captain of the World War I Air Force, who crash-landed his plane. He was also a spy going into the enemy's infantries. And now he's getting chased by the Nazis, that he ended up in the island of Themyscira. And that's when Wonder Woman found him, and she'd never seen a man before, so she nursed him back to health, while Wonder Woman's mother, trainer, starts training her since her young age. And her mother is getting so worried about Diane going in the outside world. Even though Diane wants to go out in the outside world, the mother forbids it. She's just being a typical mother, you know? Getting all worried over their daughter doing something dangerous. So, she decided to leave the island with Steve Trevor and go all the way to... They decided to go into a European country where war is happening, and of course, Steve talked to the British general. They think all this thing is nonsense because the Germans are losing the war, and there is this evil bad guy who is German. He teams up with this woman who is called Dr. Poison, who's good on creating chemicals of mass destruction. And she created a certain type of poison. It will destroy the gas mask, makes you unable to breathe. And of course, Princess Diane thinks this evil German is Ares. Now, Steve Trevor doesn't believe that the Greek gods exist, even though he saw Diane. But he also had a group of other soldiers in his team. An Italian guy from Italy who is an actor, a Scottish sniper who's an alcoholic, and also a Native American who's a tracker, and they call him Chief. And they all bonded together throughout the entire story. And of course, she also picked up the sword called the God Killer. And it's supposed to be a powerful sword. It will be the only one that destroys Ares. And then throughout the entire movie, she became the icon that everybody loved. She helped this poor village who was under attack by the Germans. So they finally rejoice. I love fresh snow. Tastes so good. Anyway, to make a long story short, Diane finally got into the enemy territory, and she thought that German was Ares, and then when she finally killed him, she finally figured out that that British guy, that British fop who told Steve not to go into the enemy territory and all, turns out he was Ares all along, and he was forcing Wonder Woman to kill Dr. Poison because she's the one who made the chemicals. And Steve Trevor. Now, this is really shocking to all folks, because everybody remembers Steve Trevor from the old comics and in the TV series. But in this movie here, Steve Trevor decided to sacrifice himself by flying this plane full of those really horrible chemical gas. And one thing he did he gives Diane his watch that it was a memento because it was given to him to his father, and now he wants her to have it. And after Steve Trevor sacrificed himself, she was screaming in sadness to see the death of Steve. Until she finally go one-on-one against Ares, the god of war, and it became a fight between a demigod and a god of war. Oh yeah, and one thing they did made in the new comics of Wonder Woman, they're saying that she's not exactly born from clay. Some people are saying that that Zeus took an advantage of Diane's mother. Her name escapes me. And now Diane is Zeus's daughter. So she's a demigod. Imagine that. Of course, that was in the comic books. I don't know if they're going to mention it in the movie or not. But after Wonder Woman goes through this little trip down memory lane, it was the beginning of Wonder Woman. And one thing I'll tell you folks, this movie Wonder Woman makes a Halle Berry Catwoman movie look like last year's kitty litter. Gosh, I hate that movie. Anyway, for those of you who are kind of skeptic about Wonder Woman, trust me, she is the first female icon superhero. Heck, she was the first female superhero who appeared in comic books. So give this movie a watch, or watch some of Linda Carter's movies. They're really awesome. Okay, Wonder Woman, can you get me out of this rope? Please? Oh, no, you don't. There is another superhero you really wanted to watch. Besides your Wonder Woman movie, how about that other superhero movie that you wanted to watch? The one from the Philippines? What? You're my favorite female dang it. Dang lasso of truth. Okay. Okay, even though I enjoyed the Wonder Woman movie, there was something else I really wanted to watch. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting to see this new Dharna movie coming out soon. Since they made this brand new Dharna movie, and I'm still waiting to see it. So for any of you who are from the Philippines watching this, please let me know if the movie is out or not, or is it uploaded on YouTube, because I am dying to see it. I really am. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting to see this movie, because I am a huge Dharna fan, and Dharna is my favorite, besides Wonder Woman. I mean, heck, I put her #1 on my top 10 female superhero. If any of you haven't seen that one, just look it up. Okay, Wonder Woman, can you get me out of these ropes, please? Okay, but on one condition. What do you want? I did the review of your movie. What more do you want? I want you to do a crossover theory of Wonder Woman meets Dharna. So you want me to not review, but do a crossover theory of Wonder Woman meets Dharna? Man, haven't done a crossover theory in a long time, and my last one was a Christmas one. Superman meets Santa Claus. But although I could pick up where Batman meets Dharna left off, since I did end it with Dharna meets Wonder Woman. Where he meets Wonder Woman. I mean, where Batman introduced Wonder Woman to Dharna. So, okay, I'll do the crossover theory. Alright? Fair enough. Oh, and by the way, you're not Batman. I know Batman, and you're not him. So see ya. Time for me to go. I never thought I'd be get involved with a rope before. Never thought of being tied up either. And yes, I am a Batman fan, so I'm not really Batman. So stay tuned, folks. Sooner or later, I might be able to do, for this new year, I'm going to do Wonder Woman meets Dharna. And then after that, it'll be back to basics. So if any of you like this review and like seeing Wonder Woman in my show, please leave a comment down below, hit like and subscribe. And you know, it's been so long. Gotta get the snow off me. I may not be Batman, but I'm still a fan.
Cause I am vengeance. I am the knight. I am a Batman fan.
And seriously, I'm gonna shave this beard off when this is all over. So, see ya.